Hello, good morning. Welcome, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mark, and I'll be leading you through your practice today. Today's practice is deep yin or yin yoga, deep stretching. Always be mindful of your depth when going into deep stretching. You don't want to stretch too far. Stretching too far can be as dangerous as lifting too heavy, so be very mindful of how far you're moving into your stretch. You want to be able to relax into your posture and your breath should be calm and relaxed. Your breath shouldn't be restricted and short. If you find yourself that the breath can't relax, you're probably in too deep into your stretch. So keep those in mind. Let go of tension on your exhale. That is where the magic happens with Yin Yoga. So really be mindful of your breath. So we'll be starting off today in Shavasana, laying flat on your back, legs extended long, arms to your sides and palms to the sky. I've chosen to roll a towel underneath me. This is something that I like for myself. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. This can be quite uncomfortable if you're not used to it. If you're using the towel, you're placing it wherever the majority of your discomfort in your back is. You can keep the knees bent, feet flat to the floor, maybe even turning the heels out and letting the knees fall in towards one another. If you prefer, extending the legs long. Now, as we begin, let the eyes gently close. Take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale out of the mouth. Let go of tension with your exhale, sinking into the present moment. Let go of thoughts of past and future. If the mind's wandering into thought, use your exhales to pull yourself back into the present moment. On your next inhale, invite small movements of the body. Wiggle the fingers and toes, rolling into the wrists and ankles, and gently rocking the head from side to side. Allow your movements to grow. Maybe bending the knees, feet flat to the floor. rolling into the elbows, rocking your knees from side to side. Slowly reach your arms overhead. Keep your knees rocking from side to side. Lower the arms. Draw the knees into the chest. Gently rock from side to side or create small circles clockwise and counterclockwise. The circles or rocks don't need to be big. If you're creating circles, make sure to create circles in both directions. And slowly coming to center. Removing the towel out from under you. Moving into a twist. Draw the knees into the chest. Open your arms into a T. On your exhale, let the knees sink to the right. Maybe some blocks, or maybe even rolling up a T. If you're having a hard time keeping the legs in place, you can use the right hand holding the left leg. Maybe allowing the arm to gently press down. Weight of the arm, deepening the stretch. Make sure you're not compromising the breath. Place your hips on the left side of the mat. Draw the knees back in and let the knees drop again to the right. You'll find this moves the stretch deeper into the spine or lower into the spine. You want to make sure you're right up onto the right hip. If this is uncomfortable for the shoulder, support the shoulder with a block or with some books or even a pillow. Surrender to the breath. Try to stay present. Notice where you're holding your tension. Can you consciously relax it? If you ever get tingles in the extended arm, in the left arm in this case, bend the elbow, lower the arm a tiny bit. This will alleviate that tingling. Inhale to slowly draw the knees back up the center. Pausing at center, gently rocking from side to side. Don't rush your movements. Moving to the opposite side when the body's ready. If you know you want to keep the stretch deeper or lower into the spine, shift your hips to the right. And draw the knees into the chest. Exhale, lower the knees to the left. Maybe supporting the knees with blocks or books underneath or in between, maybe a combination of both. Maybe extending the bottom leg long. Slow, calm, controlled breath. Letting go of tension with the exhale. Inhale to slowly draw the knees back up the center. Pausing at center, gently rocking from side to side. Maybe pulling the knees into the chest. Holding the knees with the hands and creating small circles. Let your knees roll to one side. Press yourself up onto your hands and knees, setting up into a tabletop. Flowing through a few cat-cows. Inhale to roll the hips, let the belly sink. Pressure into the hands to open the heart and look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, head sinks between the arms. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. The next time the spine rounds out, that'll be the last time. Inhale to a neutral spine. Moving into a child's pose. Letting your hips sink back to your heels. And extending the arms long. Trying to let the chest and belly sink to the ground. Opening the knees if the breath feels compressed or restricted. If you want to get a deeper stretch into the back, draw your knees closer in. Having your knees bent this deeply is not appropriate. Moving into a puppy pose. Modified version first. And keep your hip over the knee. You drop down to your elbows and you let the head hang. More advanced version, extend the arms out and let the chest sink to the floor. You can place a block or a bolster underneath the chest to make it so the aggressiveness is not so intense. Choose whichever variation is most appropriate for you today. Maybe you prefer to use a bolster in a child's pose. Try to surrender to the breath. If your head's been turned in one direction, slowly and gently turning it to the opposite direction. On your inhale, slowly coming out of your posture, making your way into your tabletop. Flowing through a few cat-cows. Inhale to roll the hips, belly sinks, so open the heart and look up. Exhale to tuck, round the spine, head sinks between the arms. Slowly coming into a neutral spine. Moving into a pigeon pose. Draw the right knee up to the right wrist. And the foot flips to the left side of the mat. You're trying to get the right shin parallel with the front edge of the mat. Extend the back leg long and lengthen through the spine. This may be as deep as you want to go. You maybe even need to place a block underneath the hip. If this posture does not agree with you, if this is too much for your knee or your hip, roll to your back for figure four. If you're opting for pigeon pose, you can stay upright or on the exhale, spilling forward, dropping to the elbows or extending the arms out. If you've rolled to your back for figure four, you're placing the right ankle over top of the left knee. And you're either drawing the left foot in and pressing into the right thigh, or maybe you're reaching both hands behind the left thigh, pulling the left knee in tight. In either case, you're trying to relax the right hip as much as you can. If your body's fighting you and you can't relax, you're in too deep. Modify your posture. Use support if you need to, or ease up a bit. And sink into your breath. On your next inhale, slowly draw your hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale to press yourself up, making your way into your tabletop. Or if you're on your back, releasing the legs, uncrossing the ankle, feet flat to the floor and rocking from side to side. Moving to the opposite side, drawing the left knee up towards the left wrist, flipping the foot to the right side of the mat. Extend the back leg long, lengthen through the spine. Neither staying upright, letting your weight rest into the hip. If you don't feel anything, exhale to spill forward. If you're laying on your back, you're either drawing the right foot in, pressing into the left thigh, or reaching both hands behind the right thigh, pulling the knee in tight. You want the spine to stay flat to the ground if you're on your back. Try to stay with your breath. Don't let the mind wander. Let go of tension with your exhale. Don't try to chase a deeper and deeper stretch. Just surrender to the new depth when or if the body opens up. Inhale to slowly draw the hands underneath the shoulder or releasing the legs if you're on your back. Gently pressing yourself into a tabletop. If you're on your back, staying there. Once you've made it to your tabletop, slowly and gently making your way onto your back. Moving into a side opener, one of my favorite postures. Let the right knee drop open. You're starting with your feet flat to the floor and as wide as the hips. Slide the right foot underneath the left leg. Left hand reaches down, grabbing your right foot. You'll start to feel a stretch through the right side of the body, from the knee all the way to the hip, maybe even starting into the side of the body. If you want to get deeper, reach the right arm overhead. It's maybe as deep as you want to go. If you're having a hard time grabbing your right foot, you can use a strap or a belt around your foot. If you want to get deeper, use your head to walk your torso over to the left, creating a deep C shape through the spine. If the torso feels fairly open, but the legs are tighter, try to draw the right foot closer to the left side of the mat. Notice if your thoughts create any tension to creep into the body. Slowly and gently coming out of the posture, lowering the right arm. Release the right foot, sliding it back to center. And the torso follows. Moving to the opposite side, let the left knee drop over. Slide the left foot underneath the right leg. Right hand reaches down for the top of the left foot. Maybe getting deeper by reaching the arm overhead. Maybe even leaning the torso further to the right, using the head and shoulders to walk the torso there. Try to draw awareness or attention. So if you're holding tension somewhere where you wouldn't expect it, maybe you're clenching your jaw or furrowing your brow. Maybe you're holding tension in your neck or in your belly. Slowly coming out of the pose, lowering the left arm, releasing the left foot. Slide the torso back to center. Let your knees rock from side to side. Coming into our final resting pose. Whatever pose that's calling your name, whether it's Shavasana, laying flat on your back, or maybe moving into a supported bridge, where you're elevating the hips, sliding a block or a bolster underneath the hips. Allowing the lower back to round out. You want to be supporting the sacrum if you're moving into your supported bridge. Other option is supported fish. If you have a bolster, you can use just one bolster supporting along the spine, or one of my favorite postures, supporting just the shoulders. The block is there to support the head if you need to. If you're supporting the shoulders, you want to make sure that the armpit is above your bolster. The block is there to support the head if you need to. I prefer to remove it, letting the head sink to the ground. You can extend the legs long. You can keep your feet flat to the floor, or moving into a Supta Baddha Konasana. Legs in a diamond position. Soles of the feet together, knees falling away from one another. And as you settle into your posture, let the eyes gently close. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Invite stillness, peace, and tranquility in with the inhale. Let go of what no longer serves you with the exhale. Find peace within the breath.